everyone, welcome to season 5, episode 5 of the Film Bros Championship Podcast. I am Tim. With me is my co-host Patrick. How you doing, buddy?
Tim, it really is you. I've heard stories. It can't all be true.
Oh,
It's been so long.
Yeah, I'm just now thinking that she's not gonna make it. Oh,
No, she does not make
no,
it.
she does not make it. No. So we saw Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation.
Rogue Nation.
I don't know if it's gravelly enough.
No, I cannot do Sean Harris. I don't know what he's doing with this movie.
You got to give him credit. It is a unique voice, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, I know it's supposed to be British. Sometimes it sounds like it's British. I don't know. Like maybe he had a French nanny or something.
Maybe that's how he was able to cover up his own accent, that he was doing it in this way.
Which is a very thick accent, naturally. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's I didn't even realize, because I feel like the first time I saw him was Prometheus.
Yep.
And so like I did not realize these two people were the same people.
How could you? One had a big bushy beard.
Right, which he brings back in the next one.
Yes.
And then I kind of we've always talked a lot about the trailers and how some of them hit hard, and Ghost Protocol's trailer is awesome.
Yes, it is.
And I felt like Fallout's trailer was really
Fallout's
great.
trailer, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's another one. Like I don't know if I have the I
reload the guns.
Exactly. Well, the reloading the guns, and then you have his voiceover too, going in the Fallout trailer too. So he comes back with it, and it's to be honest, like too, it was like, oh man, is that the same villain? Like, oh yeah, but somehow he was better in 6 technically. But we'll get there, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what are your overall feelings on Rogue Nation? Christian McQuarrie now in charge of everything.
Yeah. So there's things I definitely dig a lot from this movie, and I think in other categories it doesn't quite hit the mark. It almost kind of backtreads a bit. But overall, it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And again, we've kind of like intimated like this is where it really picks up steam and it goes to another level. This franchise, I feel.
I think it started in Ghost Protocol, but
yeah, no, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Like from Ghost Protocol on, we kind of got to a place. But I also feel like too, right? It is Ghost Protocol where we said last time, that's where they kind of start to like we're figuring something out.
Yeah.
And then I think Rogue Nation's like, okay, this is the formula, but I think it kind of missed the mark in a couple of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still top tier Mission Impossible.
Yeah. It's still pretty
we're
solid.
firmly into the era of like, how can we try to kill Tom Cruise?
Yeah. But they do such a good job of continuing the trend from 4 of how to have fun and bring some comedy, but not suck you out of it and not be, slapsticky or ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it might have gotten close a couple of times this movie, but it never went there, and it still stuck the landing for this movie. So it was still very appreciative. Like I really dug it. And of course, your girl Ilsa Faust is definitely got to add some stuff for you for this movie.
A word of warning for our listeners and viewers: I am going to get horny on Maine.
Preemptive apologies.
Yeah. I got it bad for Rebecca Ferguson. I just do, and sorry.
I mean, it is something for the movie. I almost knew it, right? That I feel like a part of the iconography. Is that how you say it?
Iconography.
Yeah. Of the calling card as such of this movie is the shot of her in the yellow dress with her leg going up, and it's like cemented in your brain, that shot.
Oh, it sure is.
So it's like I get it.
One of many shots in this movie. I'm like, oh,
for sure.
Well, let's get into it, huh?
Let's get into it. Yeah, the villain.
Let's start with the villain. Our main bad guy, really only bad guy, is Solomon Lane. He created the Syndicate.
Yes.
Former British intelligence. British intelligence wants this kept secret because they don't want anyone to know that one of their own created the Syndicate.
Right.
Syndicate was the hypothetical brainchild of Chief Atlee. Recruit former agents from other nations, supply them with a new identity, and use them to surgically move our enemies both at home and abroad. Its
Right.
operating budget was to be hidden offshore in a virtual red box that the prime minister alone would control, making him judge, jury, and executioner with zero accountability. He rejected it and was promised it never passed the planning stage. Whoops.
Whoopsie. That's why I was curious if you were gonna like somewhat put Atlee here as a villain too. Um,
Yeah, he's villainous, but like
yeah.
not ever a threat of any kind.
Not really. I mean, other than like clearly putting a character in clear
Yeah,
aims to die,
I just
but
not enough screen time for me to really get. It's like if that I
really
didn't put the
not.
Bone Doctor in here either. I'm like,
Yeah, and his turn of like clearly he is a bad person is like almost happens while he's incapacitated. You know what I mean? Like he's like not even in the picture as that reveals kind of happening. So yeah, I get it. Like it's kind of weird. So yeah, it is Lane is your
yeah,
real villain. And it's definitely a step up from 4. I think
it
so.
is a step up from four. Yes,
Yeah. And so I want to say that with like yes,
I
it's a step up, but like it still has its issues.
he's barely in this movie.
Yeah.
He's barely in it, and it's just
It's
like,
still a lot better than 4.
yeah,
But
yeah, and he comes off as he's very smart. He's always like
yeah.
three steps ahead. He seems to always know what's going on, but it's just like he's just like not there, so you don't like feel the threat all the time from this
The
guy. He just
best part of Lane, which it's kind of weird, but the best part of him in this movie is more what it does to Ethan, and it's better for
right,
Ethan's character than it actually
yeah,
is villain wise, right? Because like the real coolness of this villain is Ethan really feels challenged intellectually, and he's getting frustrated. And at times they show in this movie where like is Ethan kind of losing it? Is he getting kind of unhinged at parts? Like is he seeing clearly? Because of the frustration of the intelligence and the thinking ahead thing from Lane. So, but that's all more from our hero perspective of what our villain is doing, less than like seeing it from the villain, right? Because like you do get the I'm going to take out the record player store clerk, right?
well, even before that, when he first walks into the vinyl store, you
Yeah.
actually see his profile in one of the booths, just sitting there waiting.
Oh, really? I didn't notice
Yeah,
that.
he's like you
Yeah.
just see like this part of his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just chilling in the back, waiting for this thing to play out.
It is a cool moment where you have the typical Mission Impossible thing, your
The
mission
record,
type of
yeah, yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and the record, and then we are the Syndicate, and you're like, oh, that's a
Well,
cool
no, it's like
play.
you assume that we agree that this, what was it like? I expect this to be the same shadow organization that you've been tracking for the past year, also known as Syndicate. IMF would be right, and like there's like this look on Tom Cruise. He's like,
Yeah.
that ain't right. That's not how usually this goes. And then it
Yeah.
just goes on like normally you and your team would be tasked with infiltrating, disrupting the Telus network, but go fuck yourself. We got you. It goes on
Yeah.
from there.
It's a nice
Pursue us,
moment.
you will be caught. Resist us, you will be killed.
Yeah. It's a
Uh,
cool moment, I gotta say. And
it
then you
is
you just see him standing there with the gun, and then he's
wordless.
wordless and just boom shoots. And so that it's a really nice
Yeah, kills the
introduction.
poor girl. Yeah.
Yeah. But then you don't really hear from the villain again for a really long trek after that, right? And then
We
if you
didn't hear from him
do,
then. He didn't talk.
true, right? But I'm just saying, like, you don't like get the villain much after that. And
No,
then if you do, it's like quick things. Like I don't think you get another thing until like the cemetery thing a little bit later.
no. The meeting after the opera. He meets
Yeah,
with
but
Ilsa.
I would
But
almost
yeah,
seem that was pretty quick.
it is very quick.
That's what I'm saying. Like at least the cemetery thing, you get a
Like
little
we
bit
don't
more.
get his motivation until like nearly the
Yeah,
movie's over. Like I don't know, like 20 minutes left.
because at least in the cemetery
And
scene,
even
you
then it's
you
thin as
get
hell.
him frustrated. It's like the first time you see him like
Yeah.
things are not going well that I it's supposed to go, and
Yeah.
I'm a little frustrated by this. And so like that's like the first time you get anything, and you don't get that again until like Ethan's got one over him because he has, super memory. So that's like the next time you see him
Yeah,
kind of angry kind of deal. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, there's like a whole lot of not much there. And I guess they're trying to play into the whole cold
but
calculating thing.
I will give the movie keeps up. I'm sorry, keeps hyping up like how amazing he is, like him
Right.
in the syndicate. Just like
Well, they
according to
really try to pull it off with the opera thing, right? That
well,
like
even
doesn't
before,
matter how many times you stop this or that version. He already had a backup to that, backup to that,
yeah, yeah,
backup.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
still going to execute what he wants.
And then when Ethan gives Benji the lowdown about what he's been researching for the past 6 months, he's like uh, president of Mawat is in Istanbul and he dies. They were responsible for the Malaysia flight 370 going missing, which was a hell of a thing to put into a movie like a year after that
Yeah.
other flight went missing.
Yeah.
That CNN couldn't stop talking about. Also responsible for a fire at a petrochemical plant in the Philippines. He's like, uh, the president dying triggered a civil war. Anyway, well, lots of people died, and like
Yeah.
it's all them. It's like they are trained to do what the IMF does, but imbued with a new sense of purpose: destroy the system that created them, regardless of who's in the way. An anti-IMF,
That's an anti-MF.
which just like sounds like a really cool idea, but
Yeah.
like, of course, nobody in this anti-IMF has an Ethan Hunt,
Right.
at least until
And again, it is kind of like their version of, Bond already did this, but
yeah, it's like they brought in their Spectre.
yeah, exactly. That's what this
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
much like Spectre, they didn't have a Well, no, even when we first
They
saw
didn't have
Spectre,
yeah.
we had Red Grant, which made Spectre seem much more
That's what I
intimidating.
was about to say. Yeah.
Yeah,
They did have, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, like, we gotta get the Red Grant in Fallout is what happens. But
Yeah.
so for
And
the
and to your point too, like the bone doctor, right? Like he gets like knocked out and then he loses a whole bunch more throughout the rest of the movie. Like he
yeah, no,
never seems like a real threat.
he still just seems like a goon. Just he's
Yeah.
the one goon that has a name. So you're just like, all right,
The only real kind of moment he gets is the Ilsa fight towards the end. He gets a little bit of a moment.
the knife fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where he gets to have some sort of a back and forth. Otherwise, he just seems to be taken down pretty easily or just kind of be there to be intimidating.
Mm.
But yeah,
See, like you said, the most interesting thing with him is the scene in the graveyard,
yeah,
where you see exactly how far ahead of his he knows Ilsa is actually working for the government,
yeah.
but he believes that he can turn her. So it's, like, it's almost like this like Palpatine esque
Hmm.
vibe to him.
Right.
Um, yeah, like so like, why would I lie to you? So I would lie to Hunt, but he wouldn't have stolen it if he knew what it was, and you wouldn't have helped him. And Lane seems to know exactly why Elsa is there, and just like, I believe in your potential.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you resist? Like, well, you're a terrorist.
You kill people. Yeah.
It's like he rejects that. It says like if his goal was to be spreading fear, then his method would be more surgical. He killed for his government, so things could stay the same, and now he kills for change.
Right.
But we don't know like what change he's going for, so it's like it's very thin here. They
Yeah.
don't flesh this out until the next movie, so it's like, eh.
Yeah. I agreed. Yeah.
But yeah,
It,
like I like the actor. He's got some good stuff. I love the scene like towards the end of the movie where Ethan like is trying one upping him with the codes and everything like that. You could see
yeah.
like he's so frustrated he could puke.
Right. And you gotta love too when Ethan does get him. And you gotta love how he's in the box and he's just shooting. And it's I because it's not like a rah. It's more of like a like eyes bulging, stone cold face, like like I hate you so much, but he's in that cold calculating phase
I
of it
can
too, which is
almost imagine like Sean Harris just went through the script like I'm not going to say that.
yeah,
I can just convey this with a look. You don't need me to say this. It's like he just kept on doing that
yeah.
over and over again until he had like 10 lines in this movie.
And that's why it was like the cool thing of this is like it's actually almost a better setup his villain for a sequel
Yeah. So
than in
like
this one.
I can't I use he's definitely more villainous and threatening than the last villain, whose name
Yeah.
I already forgotten. Uh,
Yep.
but he's still like
Cobalt. Cobalt.
because he's barely in the movie. I can't give this category more than a 2.5.
Oh, okay. I went higher than that. I did. Like I think we all agree on the same reasons, but I guess I was a little bit more forgiving with it. I went 3.5. I went a point higher.
All right.
Yeah.
Shall we get into the gadgets?
Yeah, this is where things take a hit for
I
me.
I was a little more gentle, but they've definitely taken a hit from where they were versus the last movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there are,
Last two movies.
yeah, this is a plentiful amount of gadgets, but none of them are like really blow my mind.
Yeah,
Like,
I
oh,
think
that's
it's
cool.
pretty darn weak, this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're average. More so first, you got the updated IMF glasses, which really don't seem to be that updated. They just more
I
they have a
guess.
built-in communication device on top of it.
Yeah, they don't have to have an ear plug, I guess, anymore. Okay, like I don't know.
Right. You got the cell phone that unlocks doors and shows an X-ray of the lock. That's
Yeah, which
cool.
seemed more of like a visual thing than practicality things. It's like,
Yeah, like why would the agent need to be able to see the
yeah,
inside?
it's just more like for the audience than anything.
Yeah,
So it
like
just
no,
seemed kind of silly to
screw it. It's a
me.
movie. It's a visual medium. I enjoyed it.
I mean,
Um,
it makes sense to have something like that for what they do, sure, I get it.
hmm. About the coolest thing they have is in the opera where
Is it going to
Benji.
be the magazine laptop thing?
Yeah, well, first he hooks up a little magnetic wireless hacking tool. It's the size of the shape of like a 357 battery
Yeah.
that he hooks up to like the system at the opera, and which allows him to hack the security feed. And then the second device, like a USB that hooks up to his program for the opera, that is revealed to actually be like an iPad.
Yeah.
And the transition from like written word to monitor is cool. It just is.
It is. It looks neat. It looks neat how because it really looks like what do you like an e-reader,
Yeah.
but somehow computer formatted. And so it's neat. That would be like the coolest thing it got going
Yep.
for it.
Join the IMF. See the world on a monitor in a closet.
Yeah.
A monitor only displaying in black and white is a bit of a drawback, though.
But I think it makes sense to it being like the e-reader type paper
Yeah, yeah,
thing
yeah.
for
No,
its
no, it's
cover. So it
visually
made
perfect.
sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
USB lipstick.
That's stretched, but sure.
I was grasping. I even wrote it up like, well, that's just not very
Yep.
impressive at all, is it?
Nope.
The
Nope. To
new
be honest,
mobile.
too, when they like show it like oh like they made like a whole like oh wow and it's like based on what we see in this series so far, no, that's not a that's not a wow.
It's not impressive at all.
Yeah.
New mobile mask maker gives me like a creepy vibe. It's like something out of an alien movie. Like
It
it
doesn't
comes
even
out
get
slimy
really
and like,
used. Yeah, it's like more they fill it in instead of like 3D modeling it almost. Like it's
yeah, it's
different.
creepy.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
care for it. A gadget that makes glass basically turn into sand when Ethan and Ilsa break into the power plant.
Oh, yeah, I guess I missed that one. Yeah.
Oxygen measuring gloves. That's a
Yeah,
fun specific gadget.
I have that one, and I mean they barely play with it. They send
Oh, we
they
see that sucker a bunch of times where like
yeah, but
Ethan's like checking.
I guess it almost seems to be like, hey, remember?
It's see what's great about this is that it tells the audience exactly how much danger he's in without like having to think about like, well, of course he can hold his breath for forever. He's Ethan Hunt,
Right, and
which is the attitude Benji has,
you don't have to have a man behind the computer like constantly reminding you of it either.
which is
So,
annoying. Yeah, good call. Um,
yeah, I do have that in there.
and the last thing is Benji has a little disc that connects to his smartphone to unlock combination locks. Just kind of like press it up to it.
Yeah. I also threw in the dart guns that they seem to like to use towards the end. But yeah, otherwise, this is pretty not great, to be honest. I gave it a two.
I gave it three because
Okay,
at least
so
they put
we're
in.
making up for our point differential
Yeah,
here.
exactly. They put the work in for at least trying to like the
I
quant.
disagree.
It was quantity, but there's like very little quality. Is what I mean to say.
Okay. Okay. There's stuff
Uh,
here, but yeah, there's nothing that's gonna wow you by any means. It's
no, only one visual wowzer, which is the monitor. But other than that, everything is like pretty basic shit for this series.
yeah,
So I was
it's
like,
not
yeah,
great.
it's fine, and I gave it a three. So it's a little over 2.5 because of the monitor thing. So it's like, it's fine.
Okay.
The crew.
Crew.
Uh,
We kind of already intimated at Ethan here a little bit, right? Like
right. Well,
that's because that's the big addition here, I
if
think,
I
for Ethan.
can, I would like to quote Ethan's hype man in this movie, CIA director Agent Hunley. not Agent Huntley, Alan Huntley, I think his name is.
Yeah, and it doesn't. It happens like toward the end of
Yeah, this
the
movie's got
Atlee
like 10 minutes
reveal.
left, and
Yeah.
Huntley's like, "Clear out. I gotta let you guys know about Ethan Hunt. He's uniquely trained and highly motivated, a specialist without equal, immune to any countermeasures. There is no secret he cannot extract, no security he cannot breach, no person he cannot become. He has most likely anticipated this very conversation and is waiting to strike in whatever direction we move. Hunt is the manifestation of destiny." you this movie, believe it or not, this character is saying all this stuff about Ethan does not like Ethan Hunt, but then he's
Yeah, and
just
he's
like,
been wanting and chasing him the whole movie.
right, he's like, this guy sucks. That's what he tells everyone. But then at the very end, he's like,
Yeah.
let me tell you guys about Ethan Hunt. It's like, how are you not his best friend talking about him
He
like
puts
this?
his villain on a pedestal.
Really did.
Yeah.
Really did.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm amazed you didn't do that in the full on
I'm
like
not trying to do Baldwin right now.
because like he really was like turned up the Alec Baldwin in that
I
moment.
don't think so. He doesn't go
I think
gravelly.
so.
I can do gravelly Baldwin when he wants. He's not being gravelly there. He's being more like, that's when Baldwin's like, he's closer to
I thought
Glenn
he could
Ross
have done
Baldwin.
another line of him saying "I am God" after he finished
No,
there.
no, 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 no,
No,
no.
I totally thought so. Like I thought he turned it up. I loved it. I'm not gonna.
Oh, it's great.
I'm
It's so
not
much fun.
negative on it. It's great.
That's why it's in the trailer. It's like, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. To be yeah, and well, gosh, should we just we need to just talk about him too?
Hunley, we will talk about him. But
All right,
we're
I'm
into
stopping
Ethan right
myself. I'm
now.
stopping myself. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
stopping myself. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I already gave the really is you thing for him. I love Ethan's little smile after she tells
Yeah,
us. um, so after Ethan escapes the syndicate, he calls Brant and tells him London is compromised and start looking at former agents declared dead or presumed dead.
right.
And Brant gives him the bad news. IMF has been shut down in this movie.
This
So
conversation never happened. Don't worry.
yeah, they're folding into the CIA, and it's like, so he's gone rogue again. This is one time, one time in this franchise, he's on the right side of the law, and that's fucking part two. It's
Yep.
the only time IMF, the CIA aren't trying to
That's
come
it.
after Ethan. That's incredible consistency.
Yep.
Considering all the complaints that people had about Daniel Craig's Bond going rogue, Ethan Hunt's got him topped by a mile.
That's for sure. Yeah, without a doubt.
So yeah, for the next 6 months, Ethan goes on the lam, just growing a big bushy beard.
Man, it doesn't
Uh,
last long, that beard.
no, he shaves that baby right away when he gets back into the action.
Because there's no way Tom Cruise in real life can pull off a beard like that.
Are
What are you
you?
gonna say, Born on 4th of July? They're gonna go with.
Well, there's that. I was going to say Last Samurai too.
Oh, that's a good point. That's good. I
Yeah,
forgot about the Last Samurai. Okay.
yeah. Last Samurai beard looks good actually. The
Yeah, I thought you were
Fourth
gonna go
of
with the.
July looks raggedy on purpose.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
you're going with. But fair enough.
Anyway, so yeah, he goes on the lam. He collects all the information he can in the last 6 months, and he puts it all in a hotel room in Havana
Yeah.
for the CIA to like. I guess he leaked it to them to like where's that location was. While he's like watching the video feed of them discovering all that in Paris, like in an attic,
Right. And doing his like
doing exercises.
the one either or whatever kind of
I
pull
don't
up thing.
know. I don't know how you bearded fellows do that whole exercise with like extra facial hair. My hair grows a little long, and I have to exercise. Like I'm sweating extra, so like put on my face too. I'm like, oh, this is no good. I would be
No,
miserable.
I don't have an issue there.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't.
I
Yeah, no. It's I definitely don't feel it in the beard. I mean,
well,
yeah,
your
my
beard is not as bushy as Tom's is in this movie. So
sure, sure. I've had moments where I've grown it out, but I can't say working out and beard has ever been an issue. But if it's going on the back of my neck more, yeah, definitely.
all right. Well, Ethan continues his streak of impressive artistry skills in this franchise with
Yeah.
near perfect drawings of Lane and Ilsa.
Which is funny because you kind of get into the relationship between him and Luther. He's like, "Oh no, my boy here, he put more detail in us, so there's
I
a
was going to save that for
relationship."
Luther, but yeah. But yeah, Ethan is definitely smitten.
Yeah, a little bit.
More proof that besides doing drawings of her, more
Yeah,
proof. As soon as Benji's surprised to find Ilsa in the car with him in the after the opera, it's like, what? She tried to shoot me. That doesn't make her a bad person.
yeah. Actually, it's the I love the moment that I just it's just near perfection. Tom Cruise is towards the end, or was it maybe abruptly in the middle of the fight sequence when they first met, and he's like, "Wait, have we met?" Like,
We haven't met.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. It's just it's so perfect. Tom Cruise in that moment. It's really great. It
Oh,
says everything.
he's got a bunch of like great like, oh Tom, you're a killer.
Mhm.
Like,
He really does. He does a great job.
I was gonna save it all, and I'm gonna save it most of it for like the chase scene in Morocco.
Yes.
Yeah, where he
Without a doubt, yes.
it's very much a callback to his little beat in Mission Impossible 3 where he wakes up after dying. This one he wakes up dying the same way. He's like,
But now we're doing it for a whole sequence.
yeah, and it is gold.
It's great. And you got to give it to Benji in that sequence too because again,
Oh, for more
he's
reasons
like
than
the
one, and I will get into
audience
later.
in that sequence and it's good.
But let's talk about the most important part of this movie right now.
Oh, are you jumping to Ilsa? Is that what you're doing?
Hello, Ilsa Faust. Ilsa is British
Oh man.
intelligence and was sent undercover to earn Lane's trust and eventually identify the members of his organization. After 2 years of undercover work, she's close to knowing who they are. Uh, Ilsa is like playing the perfect femme fatale throughout most of this movie.
Yeah.
Her allegiances seem to keep switching to keep the audience off balance until in London, Ilsa meets her handler, MI6 Chief Atlee, and gives him the ledger that they've been after the whole time.
Yeah.
And Atlee is dubious that the ledger is real and wants Ilsa to go back and confirm it's real. And he tells her that Lane will order her to kill Hunt and she has to do it. And she'll be like, if she doesn't go back, she'll throw her to the wolves. Both governments are after her.
Yeah.
So that's when you finally know exactly where she's at. Because before
Yeah.
then, you're like,
Because he's the only one that knows her real mission, basically. Because she's
right,
been disavowed, and that's
yeah.
like, and that's what like other characters see it, and she's disavowed. And it's like, oh, she's bad news. Like this is not good.
So she's always flirtatious and like giving like Ethan these looks, but you just don't know because she keeps on, working for the bad guys and switching
Yeah,
things up on them. So it's good.
betraying you at the last second kind of
Right,
deal.
right. It's good femme fatale stuff.
Yeah.
And then you got like her giving her little speech in the train station to Ethan after all this has gone down. He's like,
Oh, the runaway speech,
we
the
got three
last
options.
option.
Number one, hand her to the CIA as proof that the syndicate exists, but they probably won't believe him and they'll be tried for treason. Number two, try to trap Lane with the disc as bait, but she points out that Ethan is probably worried by now that he's met his match. Option three, come away with me. And you got Luther's like, oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the whole time, each of them are like, she's got a good point there. Oh, that's solid. Yeah, that makes sense. Like she's like making solid points with each
Well, yeah,
option.
it's just like she's furious at being thrown to the cold and says, Lane,
Yeah,
the British, the American government's all the same. They can go away. We can go away and beat anyone.
yeah,
But then after Lane is captured, Ethan tells Ilsa she's free now. She doesn't know where she'll go, but she's done her part. Before she drives away, she tells Ethan he knows how to find her.
yeah.
So now I need to talk about some of the most important stuff in the movie with Ilsa. Ilsa in the yellow dress at the opera makes me rethink my previous stance of not being a leg guy. Just like, oh, I didn't know this about myself. So that was,
Yeah,
open up my world. Ilsa
yeah,
getting out of the pool. Thank you.
yep.
Ilsa saves Ethan from drowning in a tank top and panties and changes into her new clothes provided by Benji with her back to the camera. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you get a little bit of side boob there too.
And a great butt shot.
You do? Yep,
Thank
yep,
you.
yeah.
Thank you. I appreciated it very
Yeah,
much.
yeah. Yeah, no, she is a gorgeous woman, and
Everyone should watch Silo. It's a great show.
Sila's a she's way more clothed, but what a
It's
fantastic
okay.
show!
It's a great show. She's a
And
great actress too.
she's a really good actress. I guess that's kind of what I was getting to. My next point is you can kind of see like she pulls off being an equal to Tom Cruise, right? And
Charisma for days, this woman.
yeah, and she pulls off the action incredibly well, which
Awesome.
is not the easiest thing to do. Not to sound horrible, but not there's not a whole lot of females that pull off action really well. There's some great ones,
Maybe
right?
not in the
But
Western world, but yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's
yes, I get
tough.
what you're saying.
You
Yeah,
have to make it believe that this 5'6", 5'7" woman can like beat up this guy who's like 6'4" with huge muscles. I'm like,
right. And
all
they kind of
right,
do the
yeah,
Black Widow thing
yeah,
a
but
bit
like,
more.
but I don't know when Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow does it, it almost feels like she thrusts her entire body up to the head of their legs and like brings them down. When
Yeah.
Ilsa does it, it's like she's climbing the dude. Like
Yeah.
there's like multiple moves to get up there, and it's like it looks cooler
It looks a
for that.
bit more wired when it's Scarlett Johansson than Ilsa.
Could be, yeah.
Not that I say that there's not wires. It's just one just
It
I
looks
think
harder for Ilsa, so it looks cooler in that
right. I get
way.
what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
there's more
looks
steps
a
involved.
little there's a little bit more effort looking
Yeah,
going on in
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about Ilsa Foss, Rebecca Ferguson?
No, I guess it's about right. I do like the moment too. There's such a split second moment of her in the pool, where she's in the pool because she's trying to do the breathing thing first,
Yes,
and she comes up before she even realizes Ethan and Benji are there, and she's mad because she knows she can't pull it off.
didn't
Um,
get to 2 minutes.
yeah, and
Needs
so
3.
and you know, plot thickens, right? That's why you need Ethan to be able to do it, and even he couldn't really do it, right? Because he needed to be saved.
Right.
And so it's another rare moment for
Oh,
the franchise where Ethan
actually,
is
great.
gonna
Yeah, Ethan needed to be
be
saved. She's incredibly useful and awesome.
yeah, like she has to come to the rescue and even in the ending action sequence, it's the both of them. And she
Yep.
does not get saved by Ethan in that
Nope.
ending part. She's doing her own thing. And so it's a really cool character for to be able to have that stuff.
And fighting the more physical threat at the same time too.
To be she's the one that takes on the bone doctor. It's her.
The
So
Bone Doctor.
yeah.
So Benji
Ah,
done.
Benji.
Benji finally gets a last name. 3 movies in.
Yeah. I
He might
noticed
have
that.
actually gotten the last name in the last movie, but
And
because we
IMDb
saw this.
wise, he's credited now.
Okay, but in 4 they had a deleted scene where we probably saw his full name. I don't know. I
Ah,
didn't watch a
okay.
deleted scene. I saw it in the trailer. I'm like, oh look, they had a thing up that we don't get in these movies anymore of showing the
Hmm.
full profile of the agents.
Yeah.
But we finally get it named in this movie, so it's canonically Benji Dunn.
Benji
He's
done.
Ethan's go-to boy now. Only one in this field with him in the beginning of the movie. Uh,
Yeah.
After,
Maybe Benji was an easier one to pull off going to the opera than Luther.
well, he's been working with him the entire time, pretty
Yeah.
obviously. But I'll get into that in a second. After the IMF get absorbed by the CIA, he gets stuck in a basement, filling his days by playing Halo 5 and secretly passing on info to Ethan and lying about his feelings about him
Yeah.
in a weekly polygraph test.
We're not
Like,
friends. They really filmed that to be like a gut punch moment of like,
right.
oh no.
Well, if I was stuck in a basement playing Halo 5 all day, I'd be pissed too. So I'm sure that there's some reality to it, which is why he's able to
Halo is a
pass this
great
poly.
game.
You didn't play a Halo past Halo 3. Stop it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Halo 3 was great.
Yeah, Halo 3 was great. Uh, anyway, Benji gets called back in the game with tickets to an opera in Vienna, and it's wild that Benji gets a much nicer tux than Ethan.
That's a good
Uh,
point.
Way nicer tux.
He's well
Ethan has
dressed.
to comment like, "That's a nice tux, Benji."
Yeah. That's a good point.
Um,
He's
Benji,
more on the Ethan's more bare bones at this point, so you know maybe he had to do what he can get.
but he really has become like his right hand man because he even so from he's been helping him out the whole time. He
Yeah,
helps him out in the opera, helps him out in Morocco. He's in the car with him in Morocco. He's like right there. He's riding shotgun with
yeah,
Ethan,
he's right next to him. I mean, it's kind of
and
similar in
then
four.
he's
Four, he
almost
was right next to him too.
right, but then even more so in this movie because it's like
More
there's no
so
one
this
else
time, and
there.
he's a little less frustrated and angry with him, like he was sometimes in four. He
Right,
seems to be just more like I can just trust him at this
and
point.
absolute belief in Ethan too. He's like, oh, you can hold your breath
Yeah,
3 minutes, no problem.
yeah. It's great. More like Ethan going like, "What? Like, stop!" Like,
Yeah, and then the poor guy gets kidnapped.
yeah. That was the touching moment. That was definitely the touching moment where it's like you see him like the bomb on him and everything, and it's like it
Some
really
really good like scared acting from Simon Pegg there.
they really do, and I think you do get some good Ethan too, like being like this dude really is my friend kind of deal, and I
Boy,
yeah, it's just and I think too it's like one of your first times in the series too that you get like no, sorry, this is my crew. This is, like I'm gonna do something stupid for my crew because they all have to make it too.
yeah.
I don't know if you got that as much in the other ones
Uh,
until this
no.
movie.
Well, not really, because the crew wasn't really that much danger in
They
four.
never
So
they
yeah,
never got
this
put
one,
in this situation before,
not
so
this
that's
level of
that's fair
danger.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I don't know. This is like the first time you really get that.
right.
Yeah.
Brandt. Uh,
Serious
as
backseat taken in this one, as I
yeah,
said
he's
last
he's
time.
he's in an admin role at IMF now. He's hanging
He's
out
like, yeah, he's like
headquarters coordinating.
he's filling in since there's no secretary. He's like pseudo secretary
I don't know
almost.
what he's even doing in that office while he's like on the comms with Ethan and Benji and Luther. He's
Yeah,
like,
it just seems like the
you're not
person that should
coordinating
be
anything. You
like,
just seem to be just complaining about this happening.
he's like, I don't give you permission to do that, which is fun stuff.
Yeah, no,
All
it's
that is
funny.
fun. Like he pulls that off every time.
Oh, he's really funny. Jeremy
Yeah.
Renner, very funny guy.
It's just weird to me that like somebody's like doing that role at the same time as going to committee hearings
Yeah,
at Congress and stuff like that. It's like I feel like those two would not be doing the same. You know what I mean? Like it just seemed like weird that he would be in both positions. But whatever, he still does both pretty funny. Like his back and forth with Alec Baldwin is a lot of fun too in that congressional stuff too.
yeah. When he's like you said, when he's not there helping out missions, he's stuck answering to IMF's fuck ups to a congressional panel.
Yeah.
Keeps saying he can't confirm or deny any actions taken by IMF without or the authorization by the secretary. Uh, Brandt agrees that the IMF's methods may be unorthodox, but has operated without oversight for 40 years. Excuse me? That's not okay. I'm
Yeah.
not okay with that. I think the IMF should be reabsorbed by the CIA then.
I think there's kind of a point.
Yeah, like,
But at the same time, it's like, well, it seemed like CIA had some oversight in the first one, but
it felt like it, right? Like the
yeah,
IMF was an offshoot of it, and it's like,
a
all
little
right,
bit. We
40
trained
years.
them to do it for Christ's sake, right? So like, all right, stuff's still not adding up.
Because yeah, Kittredge just hanging out at Langley, and
Yep,
he seemed to be Ethan's boss in that movie. So
a little bit. He knew
yeah,
who he
oh well.
was. Yeah.
I liked the moment where Brand is annoyed that they don't have the ledger, no proof of the existence of the syndicate, so they're back to square one. Except now they're wanted by the CIA. It's like, I'm so
Yeah.
proud of us.
Yeah.
According
You
to the,
do get some interaction between him and Luther for kind
yeah,
of the
really
first
funny buddy
time,
cop stuff going on
which
there.
is
So,
it is amusing, but they really don't get enough of it because it's real quick.
mm-hmm.
It's like Luther showing up, then a bit of the car chase, which is funny, and then they disappear and they come right in the end and they're gone again. And then then you get somewhat of is Brandt gonna betray Ethan? Which he doesn't, but like you're made
Yeah,
to
yeah,
think that kind
exactly.
of deal. But yeah.
According to the Prime Minister of Great Britain, Brand has very warm hands. So
Yes.
he's got that going for him,
Yeah,
which is
which is
nice.
nice.
Yeah. The character I think gets the most short shrift in this movie is Luther. Who straight up
It's
retires.
more than three.
You mean
I mean,
four?
four. Sorry, yeah, my bad. Four.
Yeah.
Yeah, four.
But
He's like in at the end. That's it.
right, but this one just feels like they really wedged him in. He's like, yeah, we don't. Hmm.
It's still more than what he had
Yeah,
before,
no,
but
you're
yeah.
right. You're right. Like, Ford felt like a fun cameo. This one feels like, yeah, I don't know. We're trying. Uh,
Yeah,
you
you're
got
the
Benji doing all
only.
the computer stuff. You're also a computer
Somehow, I
guy.
need you to find Ethan, and we got to find him before
So
they
yeah,
kill him.
Luther retires when the CIA absorbs IMF. But Brandt comes to him for help finding Ethan, and Luther says no, he trusts Ethan, doesn't know Brandt, which is an interesting little dynamic. He's like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
uh, but Luther decides to trust Brandt since he seems actually worried that the CIA will kill Ethan. And yeah, like you mentioned before, judging by the details of the drawings Ethan did, he surmises that Ethan not only knows Ilsa, but he trusts her. See those lines there? That's the trust
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah. The details. Lane is
Uh,
not as detailed.
yeah, they didn't really get the cheekbones and Lane's,
Yeah,
Ilsa's.
yeah. He got every nook and cranny.
I like that they still have to hype up Luther's like impressive skills. So he tracks Ilsa via those drawings. Just a drawing, he's able to track her
Yeah,
and find her face somewhere on the computer. Like, wait, you find her in
Morocco,
airport in
right? I think
Morocco.
it's yeah. He
Yeah, he
finds her in the
finds her in an
airport.
airport in Morocco.
Yeah,
And he's like, most people couldn't do this, but he could do it. Could have done it at home in his pajamas.
but who rented the 4x4? That was not clear because they
That was
both
not
blamed
clear.
each
Both, yeah,
other.
exactly.
They
Yeah,
blamed each other, so I don't know. But it was a funny bit
yeah.
about
No,
like I was the one who rented the 504 before. Yeah, it was you or whatever. I don't know.
it's like, oh, great. Now we're in a high speed chase. You wanted a 4x4. Now we're in a high speed chase.
Yeah,
You
it was
rented
funny. Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, yeah. So then, yeah, you got
But
CIA
then they
agent
disappear again after that, right? Basically, they're like kind of
No,
pseudo there. I don't know if Luther really pops up more than
they
being one of the
saved the
dudes that
day in the car
seals the
chase.
box.
Oh yeah, there's that too. No, well,
Brant really is the one that pops up from that, saving the day, right? And then you get a little
no,
bit more
well,
Brant,
yeah.
and
Brant runs with Luther to try to save Benji, and then Luther loses Ilsa in a second in the train station
right. So yeah,
because
you get a little bit of Luther in the train station, and that doesn't last long. And then you get him covering one of the box parts, and that's about it. Like Luther kind of just really drops out real fast.
yeah. Well, you can
Yeah.
see from his chase trying to get to Ilsa, he's not moving as fast as he used to.
Yeah, I still like that he has a bit more of an active role, at least more than the
I
last
always
one.
enjoy Ving Rhames, so I'm not complaining. I'm
Yes,
just saying, like,
as
I
you know,
think he's
I've
got
already said it from the beginning. I love Luther, so
right. So yeah, last I want to bring up Alan Hunley again, who has been working for the CIA at the time of the first movie and remembers the break-in at Langley.
yeah, somehow he knows that part. Yeah,
And
brings it up.
I enjoy his little speech to the congressional hearing,
Yeah,
especially where he shows like the before and after of the Kremlin
yeah,
from Part 4. He's really pissed off about what happened in Ghost Protocol.
yeah.
Say, look what happened to this building in San Francisco. It's like, well, it's fine. Nobody got hurt. Hunley believes a Hunt is both arsonist and fireman at the same time. The syndicate is just a figment of his imagination to justify the IMF's existence. He swears Ethan is living his last days as a free man. But then, as soon as like Ethan is able to prove to him that the syndicate exists, Baldwin is just great, like, huh?
Yeah,
What?
you gotta like to they set him up to being like, hey, we're gonna give you all the accolades for all this too. And he's like
Yeah,
basically like, cool, yeah, I accept. He's
yeah.
immediately
Quick,
gonna like,
quickest
I
way to
knew
a
the whole time.
Yeah, yeah. No, quickest way to a politician's heart is to give him all the credit and
Yeah,
tear down a rival. And so like, oh yeah, that works for me.
yeah,
That's
I'm
good.
on board. Yep.
Uh, 6 months later, Hunley is after the movie's more or less done. Lane is defeated. Hunley is back for the congressional panel and telling him that the previous testimony was just to give Ethan the ultimate cover to protect him from the syndicate.
Right.
Uh,
And
Brant
the
is there.
IMF is reinstated,
Yeah,
and he is now the secretary.
to the new secretary.
Ta-da-da! I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 5.
Oh,
Ilsa Faust is such
I
a
should have known.
phenomenal.
I should have
Yeah.
known. It's funny because I said the way I thought I was saying I gave it a 4 was thinking I was giving it higher than you.
Oh
And then you had
no,
5. And I was like, oh,
sorry.
never mind. I went lower. Oh no.
Ilsa is such a fantastic
She's
uh,
a great
addition
addition.
to the franchise.
She's a great addition. Really. She's a lot of fun. And yeah, I agree.
So I
And everything
and
with
extra, more Benji is always good for me.
Benji's great too.
Brant
And
and
it
Luther are pretty much doing comic relief, although they get a little bit of serious stuff.
again,
But
yeah,
and I
it's
enjoy
way too
Baldwin in
little
this
from
movie.
them, and I do enjoy the introduction of Baldwin. You're right. There's a lot to like.
Yeah. I'm grading this movie not on other movies. I'm grading this movie on Mission Impossible movies. And I gave this a 5 for this
Okay.
franchise.
Fair enough.
Let's talk about the mission.
Yeah.
How tough is this mission? So
Well, man, do we start off?
yeah, they went full James Bond here with the
That the plane sequence is a delight.
yeah, got to get the VX nerve gas shells from the plane, the package.
The package, as they keep referring to it, and you get Benji in the grass suit,
He's
which
in the
is
sniper gear, yeah.
yeah, and it's a lot of funny. And then like you have all this communications that are calling Luther in, who's off site, he's somewhere
He's
else.
in Malaysia on a
Yeah,
mission, and they
doing
just doing
something he's
Benji
not
a
supposed
favor.
to. Yeah.
Benji needed my help. I didn't need his help. I needed assistance. It's different.
The way that Ethan pops in, because like you don't
In a
hear
full
from
suit.
him. Right. And it's like, can you open the door or whatever? And then like all of a sudden it's like, whoa, here's Ethan. Like,
Yeah.
it's a
Jumps
nice
off the
moment.
bunker onto the plane wing, and then
Yeah.
he's then the plane starts take while it's taking off, and then it really starts taking off. He's hanging onto the side.
It's a
Woo boy.
really great, and it's another, I'd say the, the memorable moment from the trailer of this movie is the way they did this stunt in the trailer. Cause you get this like moment of Benji going, oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and then the kicker of the joke of it is too is like he figures out how to open the door, but he opens up the back hatch.
Yeah.
He's like, that's the wrong door.
Yeah.
He's like hanging on to the plane going for dear life.
But
Um,
that's what they figured out, right? This kind of Ethan is better, right? This is what you got from the third from the fourth one, right?
yeah, we
This
want to see Tom
works, right?
Cruise try to kill himself.
Right, but like him be cognizant of it and not being like,
Yes, not be super cool about it. Like this is scary shit.
yeah, exactly. And that's what
Makes him
was
more human.
missing
Yeah.
from the first three movies that you get here and in this one too. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and you gotta love too where like the pilot comes out, is looking around, and like Ethan's like got himself strapped to the package, and he's kind of he does another little Ethan look like,
Yeah. It's like
eh.
hope this works.
Yeah.
I also love when he gets into the plane. He
Oh,
gets like sucked right in, and
he just
I don't know
boom,
how his like head doesn't split open when he like goes to the other side of the plane.
concussed.
Yeah, the amount of concussions he must have like a full like metal plate all
That he
over his
has
skull
such like
here.
CTE, like
Yeah,
his brain needs to be studied.
but that's a great way to cue the theme after he gets
Yeah,
out of the
it's
plane.
if you're gonna give it a Bond type moment type thing, this is it. This is good. This is a good start.
But we should get on to probably the most impressive stunt in this movie, where Ethan goes full Jackie Chan. The most impressive body control I have ever seen
Oh
a
yeah,
man
yeah,
of that age pull off.
yeah. Okay, now we're talking about. Now we're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
So
Where he gets
Ethan is
captured.
captured by the
Yep,
syndicate,
yep,
and
yeah,
he's
yeah,
hooked up to like this pole.
yep.
And my
And
dude,
behind him, so he's behind. It's
yeah,
behind. Yeah, he's strapped behind it, and it's like straps too. You know, it's not like duct tape or anything. Like he's strapped.
right.
Yeah,
And Ilsa is there, shows him she's going to help him, tries to toss the keys to him, but she can't actually reach the keys.
yeah.
So, and I don't know, what is this pole doing in the middle of the, is like, was that a basketball hoop that was in like this small room? I don't know, but it's impressive. This pole.
It's especially made for torture rooms, I guess. I
Right,
don't know.
exactly. Right.
I don't know because his legs are strapped too
No, they're
together.
not.
No, they are. I thought they were. I thought they
No,
were what?
because he like lifts up and kicks the bone doctor out.
Oh, you might be right. I could have sworn his legs
That's
were
his funniest thing. Like
okay.
should have done some of those legs. That was a problem. That was a mistake.
Yeah,
But Ilsa again gets like everyone is like there's four other guys after like Bone Doctor is knocked out by Ethan with a kick.
yeah.
There's like four other guys coming at Ilsa,
Elsa,
and
Ilsa. Sorry.
so Ethan has got to help, but he can't open the keys, so he's got to lift himself with just his stomach muscles
Yeah, that's
up
all
over the pole.
core.
Like
It's all
three,
core.
it takes him
Like
like three shoves up this pole with just his stomach muscles, and he
yeah,
gets free. And there's no stunt man. That's just Tom Cruise. And
yeah.
holy shit,
I mean, his leap over, I'm assuming, has to be some kind of special effect, but like to get up to the top of the pole look legit.
that's just
So
Tom. That's
yeah,
just Tom.
that's
And
just it's
it's
nuts.
sick.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That like
I mean,
legitimately is something you'd see in a Jackie Chan movie.
when he's on the plane, right? I mean, he's strapped to that plane. That's
Hmm.
he's got a lot of aid there. It's still scary
Yeah.
and very dangerous, no doubt about it.
Same thing with the four, right? He's literally strapped to that building, but it's
Yes,
him out there on
exactly.
that building.
But
Like,
him being able to pull this move off on the pole, which is nothing but his stomach muscles, is
yeah,
bonkers amazing to me.
it's
It's like
crazy.
that's awesome.
Yeah. And the whole action sequence after that with the both of them is a lot of fun too, because it really does seem great and
It,
seamless. And that's why it makes it even better when he's like,
we
do I
never
know
met before,
you?
right?
Like we never met before you, right? Like so whatever. And it hits like it's like that is the right thing. That's the feeling that this scene's really giving off.
Right.
It's
Uh,
good.
I would also like to take a moment to point out that I would not be upset if Rebecca Ferguson snapped my neck with her legs. Just fine.
We're back to that. Okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it might come up again.
And you know what? Fair.
I wouldn't be sad. I wouldn't haunt her. I wouldn't be a bitter ghost about
Yeah.
it.
As long as you get to hang out by the legs.
If she killed me with her legs, I'm like, oh well. What are you gonna do?
The worst ways to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you get the opera sequence.
Yep.
Um, it's fun, good spy stuff. I
Yeah, again, they bring some good kind of comedic elements to it, especially with the lowering and the raising of the rafters
well, even
kind of
before
deal.
that, how about Ethan jumping off the balcony onto like this I beam and he like climbs down like a
Oh,
monkey?
parkour.
Yeah, exactly.
Just think of the
It's
office,
been
you
great if
know?
he yelled it out. Yeah.
Parkour. Yeah, totally. But I
Uh,
thought the real highlight was the comedy of like Benji being like, "Oh, the tech's not working," and I'm jamming it, and then it just raises a rafter one way, and then now he's not on the right level. Like he was about to take out a guy, and then he gets left
well, yeah.
up.
It first starts off they're like definitely level with each other, and then he gets lifted like 10 feet higher, so he's got to
Yeah,
like jump on him like a monkey or something.
yeah,
And then later on, he gets knocked back and he goes lower.
lower. Yep.
So he's like just hanging back there, just like taking a minute. And then all of a sudden, he accidentally starts raising again. And he's like,
Yeah.
he's just like putting out like,
Because you
dude,
get to, it's another great realization too that this dude is way bigger than Ethan.
I love it. Yeah, he's like two
Yeah.
feet taller than Ethan.
And then again, another realization of Ethan being like, ah, man.
Like he just like that running kick right at the guy, and like Ethan just like, basically bounces off of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like ah shit.
Because it's like a weird thing because you saw it in the very beginning of four. Then he didn't have to face that guy though. The guy went off a
Right,
different
right,
direction.
yeah.
Now we actually have the
Now
fight.
we're playing with this some more, and it's a great
Yeah.
bit every
Yeah.
time. I'm going to enjoy it. Um, let's see what else is in this thing I want
I
to
mean,
talk
Benji has a little
about.
bit of a skerfuffle. But
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
like the final way that he kills the flute gun guy with like the uses the curtain and everything. I thought that was
Oh, I also forgot to
cool and
mention
clever.
the in the Ilsa and Ethan fight, Ilsa just throwing freaking elbows, just drop elbowing people repeatedly. I enjoyed every time she
You
did
really
it.
believe all the physicality that Rebecca Ferguson
Yeah,
pulls
it
off in
really
this movie.
looked like, man, this was a rough fight. Like it
Yeah,
was
right.
pretty physical. Yeah.
I like all like the different guns
I
we
think
have,
Ethan, by the way, even says, we just killed all those people. Like right
but not the
afterwards.
Bone Doctor. And he's like,
Not the bone dog, because he's the one that got knocked out.
that's the
But
one that
like,
Ethan hit. So he's like,
yeah,
I'll just blame it all on you.
yeah.
But yeah, I like that the Syndicate, like at the opera, they all have like specialty secret guns. Like Ilsa has like a gun made out of a pipe.
Oh,
The
that's what
flute.
I forgot. This is what I put in Gadget.
Oh well,
This
these are the
is my
bad guys, but
highlight in Gadget. Yeah,
that's
the
fair.
baton gun gets turned. The
Yeah,
flute
he's got a
gun.
nightstick gun and
Yeah,
a flute
nightstick
gun,
gun, a flute gun,
a
and
pipe.
a pipe.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, she
that
like
was.
pulls like a
Yeah,
pipe out of like a handle
yeah,
or something like that, and like it's a
yep,
gun, also a gun. Like, oh wow, the Syndicate's
yeah.
got guns,
There's just weird ways we can turn things into guns in this movie.
right? And I like when Ethan has to make the tough choice, where he sees like he's got uh, the nightstick gun and the flute gun held by I'm
Right.
sorry, the pipe gun held by Ilsa, both aiming at the Chancellor
So
of
he has
Austria.
to again. He has to think it through. It's
Yeah,
kind of they almost take an approach of like this Superman Lex Luthor approach. Like Luther's, I mean, Ethan's got to use his brain a little bit more.
yeah. Well, shot the hostage, gave the
Right,
Chancellor a flesh wound and got him out of there.
right. Still didn't work because again, Lane thought ahead and bombed in the car.
Yeah, yeah. Well.
But then you get the escape, which is
Yes,
fun too,
yes.
right? So
More
like
shots of Ilsa running away in that yellow dress, which is
asks for the shoes
whew.
off.
Oh, that part. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we
I
got a nice
figured you thought
longer
like
look
that
at
part. Yeah.
Ilsa in that dress. It's like
Well, I mean that's
this
a
is
nice
all
moment too
good.
because you get Ethan that moment being like, what? Like,
Yeah, I understand.
um, yeah. And then you get the rickety flagpole or
But you know,
whatever, and
it's
they're like,
good because like I am proud that she's like, yeah, take the shoes off so I can actually run. This is come
right.
on, help me out here. It's like, yeah, you should be because these shoes are ridiculous to run in.
Yeah. And but yeah, the rickety flagpole, and they're like, all right, let's do it anyway.
Yeah,
And then
the guards are coming.
yeah, they rappel down and then they start walking and it immediately falls behind them, which we've seen a variation of that 1,000 times, but it works.
It
They
works. Yeah, it's really
good
funny.
job with it. Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, then you get real quick, but I want to talk about again. Point not talk about, but point out Ilsa gets pushed into Lane's hotel room later on because the chase scene afterwards from the opera is nothing special.
It's more about their
Because she
communicating
escapes.
in the
Yeah,
car, right,
yeah. So
than
nothing
the
really to talk about
actual
there.
chase. Yeah.
But so she gets brought in front of Lane, and like the goon is pushing her in, and like she just like grabs his gun and climbs up him and
Yeah.
twists him down with her legs and takes his gun.
And then Lane
Yes,
kills him.
yes, please.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're too funny. Um,
so
anyway.
eventually, it gets revealed that Lane has a ledger containing the identities of his operatives and his terrorist associates, the entire inner working of the syndicate. Stringer Bell would be very upset. Should know you can't take notes about a criminal conspiracy.
Is you taking notes on a criminal fucking
So
conspiracy?
one of his agents stole the ledger, hoping to blackmail him, and kept it in a secure computer facility for safekeeping. He died being interrogated for the access code. So Lane sent Ilsa to steal, and she says it's impossible, which gives Ethan a hard on.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Oh.
That's exactly the face, Tim. Then he's like,
Yeah, exactly.
did she say impossible?
Oh.
She's playing my song. So let's get into the big heist for this movie.
Yeah.
The facility is hidden beneath a local power plant under military guard. The only way to download the ledger is through the central computer terminal. To reach the terminal, you need to pass the main gate, access the elevator with fingerprint recognition, and open 3 separate combination locks. Benji's very excited about the prospect of getting to wear a mask. Unfortunately,
Yes.
again, my guy Benji's excited about the prospect of wearing a mask.
He technically wears a mask.
He's been foiled to get only in his head.
Yeah, because they show the mask getting ripped off because this plan doesn't exactly work the way he would think.
Apparently, there was a deleted scene in this movie where he did get to wear a mask for real in the movie.
Oh, really?
Back at Langley, but they deleted it out because they said it was too confusing.
Oh, fair enough.
Anyway,
you get it in the next one, so it's all good.
right. The last test is protected by gait analysis, the step beyond facial recognition. Camera knows how the agent walks, how he talks, how he moves,
Biometrics kind of
right
deal.
down to his facial tics.
Yeah.
Cameras have tasers attached to them for intruders. So Ethan figures they have to change the profile to match.
Yeah, they
Benji.
got to add him in there. Yeah.
Right. Profiles are stored in the liquid-cooled array, which means underwater. The service hatch in the array can only be opened from the inside. So if you try from the outside, you'll be hit with 70,000 gallons of pressurized water. Water comes from the power plant. The system is designed to shut down if there's any metal in the intake, so no oxygen tanks. It's a 2-minute swim from A to B. Ethan asks how long it would take to install the security profile. Benji says a minute, so I have to hold my breath for 3 minutes. You can do that. Benji is very confident. Ethan doesn't think that sounds impossible. He doesn't think that sounds possible. Ethan is less sure. So the actual heist itself, when they go through with it, looks like Ethan has to dive into Shai Hulud.
Yeah.
It really does look like a sandworm.
A little bit.
Ethan swims to the array and Ilsa shuts off the current, but the robotic arms are oddly very active still.
Yeah, it's quite a moment when he gets knocked by one, right?
Yeah.
And then he gets knocked, and he's got 2 cars, and the cars starts.
He drops both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And he has to like quickly figure out which one.
You think they would have put something identifying on it or something,
right?
Yeah.
It would have been helpful, but
and because it is such a moment of being like, Well, let's just do this one.
Right.
Let's just roll the dice.
And it works out.
But it's a nice tension moment when he like because they do the silent thing right where or not silent but like muffled sounds kind of they're trying to get the underwater kind of sound feel to it so they get you with the when he gets hit like boom.
Yeah, you see all the bubbles coming out.
Yeah, yeah,
And his oxygen, you can see his oxygen supply like going down to like less than 10%. Um, Unfortunately for him, that's when the power tech guys restore power to the water, and the current and Ilsa can't override.
yeah.
So, um, and so he doesn't have the time, even though he's able to get the cards and fit everything in right. He's not able to actually get his escape because he can open up the
Right, he
escape
gets it in
hatch.
there but can't get the hatch. Yeah,
Yeah, he just runs out of air, and that's when Ilsa comes to his rescue.
it's a moment too with the
Oh yeah,
ooh,
no,
like
it's very
yeah.
exciting. She has to
And
go
she
around with a
misses
ray a
it
couple times because of the
once.
current. Yeah,
Yeah, yep, yep.
and then she ends up bringing Ethan back to life with a defibrillator, and she looks so hot doing it all. But we go from that exciting scene,
Yeah,
which not the best heist. Not gonna lie,
it's not.
like it
It's
seems
not.
very difficult. I would even call it impossible to hold your breath for that long. But
Yeah,
uh,
I'd agree.
I don't
Yeah,
know, probably because I know it's very so the tension in 4 when he's climbing the building feels way more real. With
for
underwater stuff,
sure.
it's just the nature of underwater stuff. Is like I know he's not actually in any danger. You know,
Yeah, although didn't he practice like some crazy underwater stuff, and didn't he actually do some of that
it's Tom
under?
Cruise, so I'm assuming he did. But
Yeah, but I give it to you. Like
I think that's
I
why I'm trying to put my finger on like why it didn't rock my world the way other heists have.
because it was one note, I
That could be
think.
it. Yeah.
Because I feel like in all the best ones, there's so many things
Mm,
that lead to tension and so many things that have to go right. And this is just it. This is just it. This is it.
yeah. So it's
Like,
not as good as the stuff in 4. It's not as good as the
because
stuff in 3
Benji's
or
like,
1.
okay, yeah, cool. I did my thing. You know what I mean? Like
Right. Yeah.
this was the only aspect to it. And not to say it was bad. It just,
No, it's not bad. It
yeah,
doesn't rock my world like some
I
stuff.
agree with you. There's elements of it missing.
So, but then Elsa steals the ledger for herself, and
Yeah.
we get into a fun chase scene.
Yes, we do.
Uh, Elsa on a motorcycle doing her 360 spin, kicking all the guys down.
Kicking them all over. Yep.
Ethan, who's just come back to life like a minute ago,
Yeah, he
can't,
got defibrillated back to
can't remember
life.
which car is his. And he's like,
And you gotta love all of the what are you talking about?
yeah. Well,
Or
first I
yeah.
love that he tries to like do the cool jump over the car and just like lands
Or
straight on his
just eats
face.
face, yeah.
Yeah.
He just face plants and just
And it's like Benji's like, "Are you okay to drive? You were dead a minute ago." I was like, what are you
what are you
talking
talking
about?
about? Like I'm fine. What are you talking like of course. Like duh.
All right. So this is all
But
like just
you have constant moments of him being like,
yeah,
oh,
he's like
like
trying to like wake
what?
himself up like yeah.
What? Yeah, like I think he's like overly focusing to a like a point of somebody who's like almost like drunk focusing, like
Right. That's
and
exactly what it looks like. He's drunk
yeah,
driving. Yeah.
and it's and the whole time too, you have Benji looking at him like, are you are you sure about this? Like I don't feel safe at
And
all.
Benji's super pissed the whole time. They're
Yeah,
going down the stairs. Ilsa's no problem. She's on a bike. The car is not doing well going downstairs.
nope.
Um,
And the
Ben,
whole scene to end the car sequence is great.
well, first you got like the bad guys catch up, right?
Right.
And so Ethan splits off to try
Are
to
you talking
help
about
out
the
Ilsa.
alleyway?
Yeah,
Yeah, that is really cool. I forgot to mention that one. Yeah.
yeah. So like Ethan's got like 3 guys coming at him on bikes with machine guns
Yeah.
in like little alley. So he like slams on the emergency brake and like side swipes 2 of the bikes out, and now
But
he's stuck.
stays within the alley.
Yeah,
That was cool.
it was. It's a nice move,
It
and now
looked good
but now he's
too.
stuck in reverse, trying to get away from the last guy who's coming right at him with the machine gun.
Yeah.
And my dude has to like, I don't know, he flies like 50 feet through the air off some sub steps.
Because he goes through like a gate that is
Right.
like in a parking lot, basically, it looked like. So there, and there's a big
An empty
drop
parking lot,
down
thank God.
too. There's like a big drop down when he hits that gate. So they hit ground and they do multiple flips. And then
But
like you
before that
gotta
even
love the like,
happens,
yeah, like, do you have your seatbelt on?
yeah,
Now you ask me.
exactly. But yeah, it has to like somersault like 10 times that car.
Oh man, it's some flips. Like, oh dear Lord, like no one survived.
Yeah. And the bad guy, the last guy on the bike is coming right at them. He parks right next to it, conveniently parks his bike right next to the car. And that's where Luther and Brandt come to his rescue and just run that guy over.
Right, and Ethan's like awake and trying to get out the whole time, but Brand is not Brand, Benji's out.
Benji.
Right, Benji's out, and so it's a great comedic gag afterwards when Benji eventually
He
comes to.
wakes up, he's like, look out! I love though, like when Brandt comes over, he's like, we good? And Ethan's like, things got a little out of hand.
Yeah, but then you gotta love their look too, as
Oh,
he
when he
just
takes
gets
the
on the
bike,
bike and just goes off, and
they
it's like,
pop
oh
up
my
like
God.
gophers. Like,
You got, and you should have known it too, right? As soon as he's like in the upside down car, and there's just these sunglasses perfectly just sitting there, it's like, really?
well, Tom gets his wish. He's back on a bike. Bike
Back on
chase.
it. Yep. The amount of times that they have these shots where they're like, "Oh my God, you're gonna hit your knee. Oh my God, you're gonna hit your knee," and then they actually show Tom Cruise hitting his knee. It's like this quick little thing where his knee definitely hits the ground. You're like, "Ah," like.
Yeah, I think I read that he got injured like 6 different times in this movie.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, God damn it, Tom, can't you put on a helmet? Like sunglasses, that's all you everyone else is wearing helmets. You just gotta be that cool.
It'd ruin it. You
I
gotta know.
guess.
You gotta know it's
God.
him.
I know it's you. It's a bike in a Tom Cruise movie. I know it's you.
It's
I
like the
don't need
same issues with Spider-Man movies. Gotta have his mask off at some point. Do we?
yeah, well, no, but this is it's special because this is a Tom Cruise movie and there's a
Yeah.
motorcycle. I know it's Tom Cruise. You can put a motorcycle helmet on. I trust you. I know it's you. You're not letting anyone else do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
But
I think that's what people want to see.
probably.
They want to see Tom Cruise try to kill himself.
So Ethan does some fancy driving on the bike. He like does a quick stop and gets one guy who's
He
coming after him.
bumps a couple of people to let him
He
go
just he
flying.
goes straight road rash for that one guy.
Yeah.
Remember that game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Sega?
Yeah.
I had it. I had it for Sega. I think I had
Good game.
two. I think I had the second one
Mm.
for Genesis.
Uh, but yeah, that dude goes like the guy goes flying one way, and then the bike goes flying another way, and explodes on impact with the wall, and like shoots off
Yeah.
further. Flaming ball. So that was cool.
And then Elsa comes out.
Yeah,
Right.
pull-
And then I guess she just knew.
she pulls a Casino Royale.
Well, right? This is pre, isn't it? This is
Mhm.
post Casino Royale?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no. So yeah, totally. Polo Casino Royale.
It stands
Although
in the
I
middle of the
believe
road.
in Casino Royale, she was tied
She's
up.
tied up. Yeah.
This one, she just walks out in the middle of it, and conveniently is in a dirt spot and not on a road when he wipes out. But
Yeah.
but yeah, and Elsa gets away. Ilsa gets away.
Frankly, he should be dead and no helmet wearing dummy.
Sure,
But
I
yeah,
keep
Elsa gets
I
away.
want to say Elsa instead of Ilsa, but
Ilsa. Yeah.
keep messing it up.
So last real big sequence, Lane rigs Benji to be a suicide bomber, forcing him to be Lane's puppet to deal with
Right.
Ethan. Is a real bastard move.
Right.
Let's see. Funny foreshadow that Ethan tells Lane he knows he's going to put him in a box.
Yeah. Yeah, legitly says it. Yep.
Ethan reveals he's memorized all the bank accounts. He's the only way Lane
He's
can get
got
his money
super
now.
secret, insane memory now.
He also looks very impressed. Oh,
You gotta love how he just adds these powers in each movie.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's like Superman too. Oh, you didn't know I could do that.
Yeah, like you didn't know I had a photographic memory.
Yeah, so Lane turns the bomb off with 19 seconds to go, and
Yeah.
Lane orders Vinter and his goons to kill Ilsa and capture Ethan. And they start attacking. Ilsa shoots them while Ethan uses himself as a human shield.
Yeah,
because
uses a
he's alive.
shield because they need him alive. Yeah, which
Yeah,
is
'cause he's
nice.
the only one with the codes.
And then eventually it switches to him doing more of the shooting.
You're right.
before they go more on the run. I really liked the parts of like I think there's two or three separate times of Ethan just tackling somebody through a window.
It happens twice in one sequence. Yeah.
Yeah, that I
He
because you get
tackles him
in
into a
and then
building
out.
and then out of the building. Yeah.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. And then after that, it's the knife fight.
Well, before that, I like when the car pulls up to the two of them, and Ethan just like shoots the driver and the passenger, and Ilsa goes over the hood of the hood of the car, and Ethan goes over the roof, like simultaneously as they're running through the streets of London. I
Yeah.
was like, that was cool. That was cool looking.
I mean, yeah, again, I like you kind of like the partnership that they clearly have something together.
And the trust they
Yeah.
can each handle each other, their own business, and Ethan doesn't have to go and rescue her.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So yeah, you said the knife fight.
Yeah.
Uh, Ilsa sneaks on Vinter with a knife, disarming him, but Vinter pushes her away and goes Dundee on her and pulls out a bigger knife.
Bigger knife. Yep. Yep.
That's a knife.
Glad you said it because that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
So we get the knife fight, and it's almost like a Highlander fight, the way they're clinking on
Yeah, I
the
mean, and
knives.
and doing the whole like I got your back and your whatever wrist.
Yeah, lots of flesh wounds.
He clearly has slightly more upper hand at first, but then she starts to get more of it, and then again Black Widows, and then chest.
Yeah, her favorite move.
Yeah, so it's nice. I actually thought it was cool. I liked
I
it.
I, I like when Lane starts catching up to Ethan, who is like now limping from all the jumping out of windows.
Yeah,
Lane just starts like shooting near him, just to, like fuck
yeah.
with him, which I enjoyed.
Yeah, there's a couple moments where you can kind of almost get that like Ethan's like, "Whoa, that was really close." Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
Ethan's playing possum though, and he goes down this little tunnel, and Lane follows. And oh, surprise! You're in a glass box.
yeah, because he sees him, he slides under the into the floor, and then he sees him. He looks normal, so he jumps down and doesn't realize he's already half surrounded, basically. So it just took a couple.
Surrounded by the IMF, and the sucker's bulletproof, and Ethan
Yeah,
gasses him up.
yeah.
And just like he did to Ethan at the beginning of the movie. I love, yeah, like I said, I love Lane just like trying to shoot Ethan in the head
Yeah,
repeatedly, even
he's
though it won't do any
so,
good.
but yeah, the ferocity in its silence is really a cool moment. I got to give him credit for it.
So, because of the opening sequence, because of the Morocco uh, double chase sequence there, and I like this really good action here in the streets of London, I give
Yeah,
this a 4.5.
this is where I went five.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean it's
Being
much
heist
as
being like not just like took it down a notch for me, just a notch.
I get it. I mean, I kind of was honing in more on the action elements of things,
Mm-hmm.
and the action is just is great. And as much as heist wise, yeah,
I
it's
love the
not as
heists. It's one of my favorite parts of these movies.
yeah, no, I get you. And I think that's probably why I dinged it more in the gadget category more than anything else because of that.
Yeah.
But it's I still appreciated how it still was tense. Like and the tension part is really important to me and it still had that as much as it was lackluster, it had tension.
So my final score for this is a 15.
I see you still end up being higher. I'm 14 and a half. Not that much, it's a half point difference, right?
Hmm.
Uh,
Are you keeping a
so
list for how you've rated these, by the way?
yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen it. So don't know.
Oh, I guess I forgot to share it with you. So hold on, let me just enter things in and I'll tell you unless you got things to add while I'm
Well,
doing
we
it.
have one category we need to talk about here.
Well, sure.
Tim,
Everybody runs, Patrick.
everybody runs Tim.
He's the best runner in the world. You got to get the blade hands, you got to get the knees up. And he's always running in uncomfortable clothes.
So not great running in this movie. Not a
Really
lot of
not,
running.
yeah.
Really just running in London is it. But it does it with the foggy streets of London. So that heightens it a
There's
little bit for me.
that's not hit the best run of this movie.
Oh, what's the best run in this movie?
The best run in this movie is actually when he is running away after the Elsa fight towards the beginning of the movie.
Oh,
Uh,
where he's going down the tunnel?
yeah, he's going down the tunnel being shot at. That's the most that he's actually like laid hands running.
You're right.
That like that's the if
It's
there's
so
a
quick though. That's
it
why
is
I didn't think
super
about it.
quick. But
Yeah,
if there's an Ethan running shot of this movie, that's it. Otherwise, it is the ending part, but that's it.
there's a
He's
lot of
not.
stops. There's a lot of
Yeah,
stops.
he's
Yeah.
not really doing the full on run.
Hmm.
And you could, it's kind of funny because I think they turned that definitely up a little bit for the next one. They're like, oh, we dragged ass there on the running. And so they're like, you know what? This looks like a cool backdrop. Let's get some candles. Look at him running. So that's like the
It's a good run. It's a good run.
it's a good run, but I'm just saying, like, it's like, oh, we kind of dropped the ball in that category, so let's
Mm.
turn it up in Fallout. So I think that's kind of funny. So yeah, I agree though. Otherwise, like it's not great for running. I mean, I think I went four.
I went 5. I was like, this is just
Okay,
fine. No, this is the learning is fine.
it's fine.
So what did
Nothing
you
special.
pull it up?
Yeah, so I have the current ranking. Um, and again, everyone, we will readjust as we go through everything, but we both have MI1 as 1. I have it at 16 and a half. You have 17 and a half, so 1 point difference.
We
We
don't need to know
both,
the point totals. Just tell me
sorry, we have
where they are.
MI4 2 currently, both. And I think that's a half point difference. Sorry. 3, we have MI5 as the next one.
Rogue Nation.
Yeah, again, half point difference. Then 3 would be next. Again,
Hmm.
half point difference. And then MI2 is
Okay. So we're
last.
identical in the rankings. All right.
We're pretty identical, slightly different point totals, but we're identical in the
Okay.
order right now.
So some miscellaneous stuff I'd like to go over.
Yeah.
How about the password that the vinyl shop lady and Ethan have to give to each other?
Oh, the weird back and forth thing they kept going
This
on.
is the most convoluted they've ever done for
Yeah.
these movies.
I really would have
I
loved
was like,
a
that's a lot
certain
to
kind
remember.
of like I
Shit.
would have liked a certain actor to just be like, "Are you kidding me with this?" like or something, you know what I mean? Like a Kenny Powers type of situation or something pops up with that.
I
Like,
just couldn't. I was thinking about Goldeneye. I was like, God damn, stiff ass Brits new passwords. It's so
yeah,
whatever. It's like,
that's true. It's a
but it
good
was like,
point.
this is the most convoluted they've ever done with this stuff. This is
It
wild.
is quite a
They
train
both have
of
to remember quite
things.
a bit.
Yeah, quite a lot. And it's like, I don't know if like the girl who's clearly very young was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I've never had one before. This is so exciting, so I'm
right.
going for
Good
it."
for her. She did great, but
Yeah,
lots to
and
remember because
then
she
maybe
remembers it all.
Ethan's like, "Oh, good for you," and I'm excited that you're excited, and that's why he was so mad that she was killed. But whatever, like it was weird.
Question for you, Tim. Are there other cities in Morocco besides Casablanca, or is
It's
Tom
the
Cruise too
only
much of a cinephile to have it be anywhere else?
can both be true.
Uh,
I
uh,
wouldn't know, to be
I don't
honest.
know either. I didn't bother to look it up. I couldn't find
Yeah,
that out, but I just want to bring it up.
it was fun to see Casablanca. You're like, oh, cool.
Tom Hollander as the British Prime Minister. I will always get grumpy when I see him on screen after what happened in White Lotus season 2.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Love you, Tanya. Miss you. Uh, I love when Ethan tranks Atlee. It looks like he has like a mini boutier.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Boutonniere.
yeah, yeah.
Boutonniere, sorry.
Boutonniere, yeah, because he's
Yeah, yeah.
got the. It
It
looks
looks like a little
like a
carnation in his.
yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's funny.
Uh, it's funny to think of any European country being able to hide $2.4 billion, and being the UK too. It's also extra
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, yeah. That's all in offshore accounts. Yeah, sure. How?
Anyone who finds out that that's going directly to the health stuff right away.
Yeah.
Um, so it took 8 shakes to get Cruz hanging on the side of the plane,
Wow.
and more impressively, in my opinion, Cruise did all the stunt driving himself, every bit of it.
It's great. I mean,
And
you could
Simon Pegg was a good
tell
soldier and sat with him the whole time.
a lot of, I mean, they special effects adding in the cars and the traffic, but it's still
Right.
pretty crazy
Yeah.
what they're doing.
This movie had a budget of $150 million again,
Okay.
which was the budget was for part 3. So still a little over $236 million today. And a worldwide gross.
Ghost Protocol
Ghost Protocol cost less. $5 million less.
No. I'm saying Ghost Protocol did well enough that they increased the budget to
by
what
$5
it was.
million.
By 3. Okay.
Yeah. Worldwide gross of almost $683 million. I didn't. So now that we're in like 2015, I think when this movie came out, I was like, I'm not going to look up the inflation anymore for this part.
That's fair.
I only kept it in for the budget part because I had it saved from part 3. It's like, oh, that's kind of funny. This movie debuted at number 1 in its first week of release. He's back. Number 1.
There you go.
Only other big release that week was the Vacation reboot.
Yeah.
I never saw.
No, I saw that. I think on demand, but I saw it. I didn't pay for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to Ed Helms.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
All right. Well, that's cool.
Tim, it's time to reload the guns. Fallout's next.
Man,
Reload the fists.
When that trailer came out, it was definitely like I might love this movie already. Like, I don't know what it is, but oh my God, it's amazing. And it's weird connection to Henry Cavill and his mustache and Justice League and all that. There's so much fun little things to this movie. I'm super excited for Fallout, man. Like,
yeah,
it's a good time, man.
You got anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Then that is it for us. Please share your support for the podcast by leaving a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or wherever you happen to listen to the show. Also, sharing is caring. Be sure to follow us on social media to get the latest show updates. You can contact us by emailing at filmbrochamp@gmail.com or find us by searching for the hashtag FilmBroChamp. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Film Bros Championship Podcast. Peace out, everyone.
What are you talking about? I'm fine.